What's up, guys? I am doing the UFC fight card for May 13th. Glover Teixeira versus Anthony Smith is the main event. I will be talking about the card. Just some big fight news. Just popped up today. It's a good card, man. We're gonna get like fucking 3 fights in a week. I think it's gonna happen. I'm hopeful. But yeah, man. It's a good card. Um, we'll start off. I'll go from bottom to top. We're gonna start off with Sajara Eubanks versus Sarah Morales or Maris. I'm gonna have to go Sajara, man. Sajara is go check her fight with Aspen Ladd. She went to war with Aspen Ladd, and Aspen Ladd's just like top five, female bantamweight, if you can really call that bantamweight division competitive. But like she went against a girl that fought Jermaine Durandamine, who fought for the title and got a UFC Fight Night main event. So, and she went to war with that girl. Um, I think Aspen Ladd is considered a top five or like a rising star. So she gave one of these rising stars a run for her money. And she's really, really good. And I just think Sajara Eubanks is going to take this. Next fight is Michael Johnson versus Thiago Moises, I think. Man, Michael Johnson has been going through some rough times. He's on a two fight losing streak. Um, he fought Josh Emmett, and then I forgot the other guy's name. The other guy, it was on the Ben Askren Damian Maia card. I thought Michael Johnson beat that guy. But man, that knockout with Josh. And the sad thing is, I had him winning 14 minutes of that fucking fight. I thought he was winning that whole fight, and then he got knocked the fuck out in the last minute. So, and Josh has that power. We can't be too surprised. Michael's in a different part of his career. I'm not too familiar with Thiago Moises. I think he's a fight contender. He's coming from the fight contender show. I don't know if I've seen his fight. It's a familiar name. Um, but I am going Michael Johnson. I think Michael is trying to get this work, and uh, but yeah, I don't think Michael is ever gonna go back to being a top five guy. Or I think Michael's just trying to make his money, and he's still really really good. It's not like he's bad. It's just you just look at his record, man. He's taken a lot of losses, and he's fought a lot. If you know what I'm saying. So it's like when you fight a lot, it's like it does something to you, and I don't think I've ever seen Michael Johnson get KO'd like that. And that's where it's like, whoa. But people can come back from it. It's not the end of the world. So I'm going to go Michael Johnson on that. Carl Robertson versus Marvin Vettori. We haven't seen Marvin Vettori fight since the Israel Adesanya fight. And then Carl Robertson, the last fight I seen him was against Glover Teixeira where he lost, I think, right? I'm not sure. He might have fought after that. But, this is a good fight. I wonder what weight class this is. But they don't say, it doesn't specify. Because I'm pretty sure Carl Robinson's it's 205. And I'm assuming if it's 185. Um, I'm assuming it's 185. Uh, it's a hard one, man. Carl Robinson has knockout power. Marvin, he did really, really good against the champion. He took him to a split decision. Um, Most likely, I see this going to a decision, and I'm gonna go have to. I don't know, man. This is a hard one. Uh, I'm gonna go Carl Robertson. I think. I think Carl can win this. And then you got Ray Borg versus Ricky Simon. Man, this is easy money. Ray Borg, man. Ray Borg is gonna put it on him. He's gonna pick him up. He's gonna slam him, and he's just gonna do that for the whole fight. Yeah, I get it. Ricky's a little supposedly bigger, and Ricky I think lost to Rob Font, and then Uriah Faber. I think he's on a 2 fight losing streak. But man, Ray. his scrambling ability, his wrestling ability is just he's a problem. Then you got Andre Arlovsky versus Philip Lenz. Man, am I saying it? Is it Philippi? Is it Felipe? Or, well, whatever. I seen this guy fight in the PFL 2018 season with the heavyweights, and he shocked the shit out of me with. Check out his knockout of Nicholas. Nicholas. Wait, let me check. Um, bruh, oh my God, what's the guy's name? What am I looking for? Hey, Alex Nicholas, yeah. Go check that out, man. Go check out his knockout of Alex Nicholas. Um, he put it on him, and that whole entire 2018 season he went on a fucking tear. He's going up against Andre Arlovsky, a vet in the game, who's coming off a knockout to fucking Jairzinho Rosenstrike. I am gonna have to go Philip. I'm not sure. Am I saying this right? Philip Lenz. So yeah, I am. And then it's crazy. I thought this was gonna be on the 249 card, but this is on the May 13th card. Drew Dober versus Alex Hernandez. Now, I think I specified in my last video who I thought was gonna win. I'm going Drew Dober. Drew Dober finna put it on him, man. He finna knock that boy out. KO. I got that. I understand Hernandez. Everyone's like, he only had one, but he had two fights. He had just two fights that. It's not like I'm done with him. It's just like I don't know, man. I like Drew Dober a little more, Um, then you got Ben Rothwell versus Owen St. Preux. This is super, super interesting. Um, oh man, what's the kid's name that OSP fought? He had also fought Jim Crute a month on the Dan Hooker versus Paul Felder card. But that guy, the guy that Owen St. Preux beat in his last fight at LA Heavyweight, pieced him up with his boxing, and man, Owen St. Preux had to use his I had to grapple against him and get that Von Flute choke in, but he was getting whooped on his last fight. And I think the problem with Owen St. Preux is his speed. There's a lack of speed when he's at light heavyweight, and I think guys are just catching him there with the speed. And he's fighting Ben Rothwell, and he's going up to heavyweight, man. These guys hit hard, but I feel like he's gonna have the speed advantage. Ben Rothwell has looked, he hasn't looked terrible, but he hasn't looked great either. So it's like, it's hard to pick, but I think OSP should beat him, but he shouldn't like walk over him. Like I'm not trying to say Ben Rothwell's trash or anything, but like he could get knocked out. But this is a new start for OSP, and he's trying something new. I hope it works out, man. I'd like to see OSP at heavyweight. So that's what's up, man. I'm super happy for this, and now the main event. I can't wait for this main event. I am so hyped. I'm a big Glover Teixeira fan. I fucking love Glover, man. And Glover, I thought Glover was done after what's the guy's name? Fuck, what's his name? Rumble, after Rumble knocked him the fuck out. And Glover I think he lost to Corey Anderson, I think, after that. No, he beat Mirza Shorkinov and then lost to Corey and then went on this 3-fight win streak. And I can't describe to you how great those individual fights. His first fight was against Carl Robinson. I felt like Carl knocked him out. He had went for a takedown, and just Carl was just hitting the back of his head with these elbows, and I thought he knocked him out for a second. But, he weathered through the storm and ended up submitting him with an arm triangle. If I'm not positive, that's how I remember it. And then he fights he fights Ian Cultivar. And dude, Ian is a motherfucking marauder, bro. He comes at you if it's in the face-offs or even in the fight, he comes at your fucking face and goes for it. And he dropped Glover in the first round, And Glover just weathered the storm, waited for his arms to get tired, and that lactic acid built up in Ian, and he got tired, and he got him. He took him down, and he choked him out. He got him good, and then he fights Nikita Krylov. Now that was probably his most competitive fight. These other fights I was talking about, he got knocked out and stuff like that. But after that, when he recovers, it wasn't really competitive. This was like a grappling. They were going back and forth, and it was hard for me to score. But they gave it to Glover. I think he won on a split decision, and it's been this Glover Teixeira has been going crazy, man, and he's been putting in the work, and to reestablish himself back in that light heavyweight division. And I fucking love that guy, man. That guy is awesome. Then you got Anthony Smith, who's coming off a win over Alexander Gustafsson. Anthony Smith had a crazy. Was it in 2018? I think he had a crazy 2018 going into 2019 year. I think, did he start off the year beating I think that year he started off beating Rashad Evans on a prelim Fight Pass show. I actually watched it. Rashad went for a takedown and he got the knee and knocked him out quick. And then after that, they put him in there against Shogun. I'm positive they put him in there. Yeah, he goes in there against Shogun and knocks Shogun the fuck out. It was no competition. He just put it on Shogun. And then you have him fight Volkan Ozdemir. This fight was so inspirational, motivational, whatever you want to call it, because a lot of people. It's not a great fight to watch. Don't get anything wrong, but like just these two big guys were going at it, and there's consensus that Volkan was gonna walk through this guy, and Smith, just the underdog mentality, that dog-like mentality. He came in there, he proved everyone wrong. He weathered that storm. He stayed in there, and Volkan Ozdemir was acting like a wrestler. He took him down. Hey, to him, he got his wrestling has gotten a lot better, but that was a mistake. In my humble opinion, he shouldn't have taken down Smith, and Smith ended up catching him and he choked him out. So Smith had just developed a nice little 3-win streak, and we're like, wow, this guy just really went up to the light heavyweight rankings like that. And then, he fights John Jones. It was a lackluster performance by his standards. He didn't really, he was talking through the whole entire promos about how he doesn't want to get frozen and how he wants to engage. He didn't really engage. He's a warrior, though. He could have took that knee to the face in that fight and, take a W, but he didn't. He kept fighting and he took that L. So after that, he fights Alexander Gustafsson. For the first 3 rounds, first 2 I just had it. They weren't really doing anything, and in the third, Gustafsson kicked him with a body kick, and he hurt him. But I could tell. I think Gus didn't realize it, and then Gus took him down really easy at the end of the third. And I was like, why is Gus taking guys? I was like, what is he doing? So then they fight again, and he takes him down. He goes for like a judo throw or a trip or something like that, head and arm or whatever he went for, and he basically just gave up his fucking back to Smith in the fourth, and Smith got that choke in, and he choked him the fuck out. Do I think? Have I been impressed with Smith at light heavyweight? Yeah, he's been phenomenal. I was actually a really big fan of him going up, and going against John Jones. I think I have my predictions down there. I think so. Yeah. Do I have 235? Was it 235? Yeah, I think I do. You guys can check it on my YouTube channel. I fuck with Smith, man. I really did, even after the John Jones fight. But I stopped messing with him because, he comes off like a hypocrite. He talks about how he doesn't like talking shit about people and how he doesn't like talking shit about people after losses. And I get it. Everyone hates Luke Rockhold. right? I understand it. But, dude, he did not deserve what he got that day, when he lost to Juan Boltovich, where he got knocked the fuck out. And, man, Anthony Smith came out like such a... The guy got knocked out. Like, the little rivalry you guys could have had is over. And he came out there, I don't know if it was just to get some clicks or just to hurt Luke at his expense or whatever. He attacked Luke Rockhold and, said some stuff. And I was like, I don't know about this guy. And, I was just not been a fan of him. Obviously, this has nothing to do with his fighting style or any of it. If it stands up, if it's in the stand-up, I have Anthony Smith winning this fight easily. Well, I shouldn't say easily. Glover got decent head movement, but, I think Smith will knock him out if they stand up. But that's what I got to say. I don't think Smith has a great fight IQ. He's willing to go in the clinch with guys. He's willing to grapple with guys. And I will say it right now. Smith probably thinks he's better than Glover at Jiu-Jitsu. I don't think he is. And I think Glover will beat him in that area. And that's how I see the fight going, and I'm going to go Glover Teixeira. I fuck with Glover Teixeira. I know some of you might call me crazy for picking Glover right now. But Anthony Smith I'm going to say straight, he's a coon. He's a coon. And he's a hypocrite. He talked so much crazy about how he wasn't going to give up against John, and he just stood there and froze. But, I don't want to criticize him too much. I just been really disappointed with him lately. Got nothing against the guy. But I do think he is going to lose this fight against Glover Teixeira. Is going to be an upset, and Glover will go on, and get that rematch with Jones. See y'all. Don't be mad at me.